We're Bison! We are impacted! We're Bison! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power and make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to episode 99 of TNI-UK Impact, coming to you live by the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. I'm your host, Bison, and today I am joined, coming to us live from the void of his own mind. It's the Joker. Hello, mate, how are we doing?
Oh, I do once again apologize for the technical issue. I'm backstage at the moment covering for Steve, doing the production work, and we did originally go at the scheduled time. I thought to send us live. So apologies to everyone in the chat. Thanks for sticking around and thanks for letting us know that I'd not actually gone. Sorry, guys.
We suddenly realised, hang on a minute, we're blasted away here and we're not actually live. What's going on?
No.
But there you go. Can I just say a quick hello to everyone who just stayed with us in the chat? So I think we've got Mir's in there.
Anna's in there.
Anna's in the chat. Bonus Baby's with us.
Thanks,
James
guys.
and Zach are with us as well. I don't think that we are. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think we've been laid out, Zach. We've not been laid out in the back by CM Skunk or anything like that. So we're all good. We're all good. We're all safe. Unfortunately, Steve's not with us again because he's still not well. So get well soon, Steve. Our thoughts and prayers with you. So please get well soon. Sorry about that. Steve normally produces the show, so Joe is stepping in and doing the best he can. But anyway, we're all here. We're now live. We're sorted. We're absolutely sorted. So we got nothing to worry about right now. But anyway,
Touch wood.
we're touch wood. We're in. Anyway, I'm glad everything's okay. Guys, let's get slapped bang. As we're obviously running a bit late, let's get slapped back into the newsrooms and, of course, the Impact recap of the week. We were literally, before we realized that we weren't actually live, we were in the midst of talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling talent, Yula Yumura, to do who's going to do. I'll get it in a minute. Who's going to debut this Thursday on Impact Wrestling? Now, guys, this guy looks incredible. I've been checking out some of his stuff. He looks like he's really, really good talent. Don't know too much about him, but he looks pretty awesome on the Titantron that they've been sort of on the promo stuff they've been putting out. Very excited to see what this guy's all about. Have you seen this guy, Joe?
No, I've not. I've the name is very vaguely familiar, but I've never seen him fully. I've never heard of him really. But I'm looking forward to seeing new talent come in. Something that Radio Kid mentioned back at Emergence, that new talent is coming flying in over the next set of tapings, and it certainly happened. We got a hell of a lot of talent coming last week on BTI when they took on Ace Austin and Chris Bay, and
yes,
new talent this week. And this guy if coming from Japan, then there's something really special about him.
I think so too. I think he's going to be fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I definitely have the skunk in my head as well, mate. I do. You must be right, Mir. But anyway, I'm looking forward to
it's lingering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, TK's lingering. But anyway, guys, listen. I'm excited to see this guy. Very excited to see this guy go. He's a from what we can gather, he's a fantastic talent. There's a lot of people that have been sort of kind of like, singing his praises. So I'm looking forward to see what this guy's got to offer. No idea who he's going to debut against. I'm sure whoever it is obviously going to lose. But I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic match. Hey, Slowpoke, nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. And Zach, I'm glad that you're happy that we finally got going. And here's Malachi. Malachi's arrived, and he's thrown us a super sticker, so it's great to see you, bud, as well. Now, guys, listen. We now have 2 huge title matches set for BFG. We've got Eddie Edwards versus Josh Lander. We've already spoken about that one. That's going to be a banger. But we now have the number 1 contender, Masha Slamovich, by defeating Deanna Purrazzo last week, will face Jordan Grace for the Knockouts title. Joe, this is going to be a great match. What are your thoughts on this?
This is going to be incredible. Masha Slamovich beating Deanna Purrazzo, we were expecting that, but I would love to see these two go again. Now, we were victory in Deanna Purrazzo beat Masha, although that wasn't mentioned, surprisingly. But then, of course, that's keeping Masha Slamovich's undefeated streak on a roll. But this could steal the show. This could even outdo Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards, Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich. And I am absolutely I wouldn't be surprised if this was booted up to the main event just to add the extra impact on how big this match is. Because Masha Slamovich being undefeated, that is huge. And there's no way Jordan Grace is going to lose anytime soon.
I don't think so, no. And I honestly think Jordan will be hanging on to the title, but it's going to be a hell of a banger. Like you say, this match could steal the match of the night. Both talents extremely good. We know that we'll talk about it a little bit later. But actually, let's talk about it now. Masha Slamovich defeats Deanna Purrazzo in a banger of a match, main event last week. Obviously, Jordan Grace then comes out. She goes face to face with Masha. She's not intending to lose that title. She really isn't. I think one hell of a match last week between the two of them. Thoroughly deserved to be the main event as well. Thoroughly deserved to be the main event. Did you enjoy the match? Did you enjoy the match? I know you're a big fan of knockouts. Did you enjoy that match?
The match was amazing. It was it stole the whole show last week. I think I mentioned it to Gail Kim. You know, Deanna Purrazzo and Masha Slamovich, they stole the show in Knockouts Knockdown. They stole the show again this last week. It was an incredible match, and Masha, we got to see a lot more versatility from Masha Slamovich this time as well, seeing as she wasn't plowing through everybody. You know, I think Matthew Raywald said that this match had gone on like 43 times longer than all the previous matches combined, about 6 minutes in. So, rubbing the salt in the wounds of Tom Hannafin, who's Mr. Journalist. But it was a good laugh and good. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a good laugh. It was a good laugh from commentary, keeping Matthew Raywald keeping keeping himself kayfabe on Deanna Purrazzo's side and playing down everything that was happening. But hell of a match, and I watched it again on Monday, and it still blew me away.
Okay, now Joe, I don't know whether you're aware, but I think we've got someone in the background.
Haven't seen anyone come in yet. If you can try again, I'll bring them in.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries. Well, have another little look. I'm pretty sure that somebody's there in the background. They've just literally showed me they're there. But it's all good. So I think, at the end of the day, the knockouts of the Impact Wrestling roster are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So they just seem to bring banger after banger after banger, some fantastic matches. They really are superb. Moving on from the knockouts, though, we've got the OGK, or the New World Tag Champs. Now, I know we were expecting this to happen. We really were. But I have to say, it was a great match, and it's certainly well-deserved. I don't think the Good Brothers gave it up, easily. It was a really, really good match, and the OGK thoroughly, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, they didn't come off looking like a bunch of Melvins, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this match, Joe?
This match, it was 8 months long overdue. I think all of them finally got what they deserved, and what they got came in saying they were going to get the tag titles. They got the tag titles, and they've been long overdue. Scott Demore's finally been put into his place, which is always good to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, it was great to see.
Melvins,
a bunch of Melvins. It was a fantastic match. I'm all over it, and I'm glad to see finally another tag team that we could be proud of. I think they're a fantastic team. I'm looking forward to seeing where it now goes. Who's going to be the next contenders for them? I'm assuming it'd be Aussie Open, which, funny enough, is my next subject. So, I'm looking forward to the in-ring debut of New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Champs Aussie Open, and making it clear they are actually after Tag Gold on Impact. So, one thing's for sure, it looks like we could be seeing Aussie Open for a little while yet. What are your thoughts on these guys? Because I thought that the promo they did last week on Impact was pretty strong, very convincing. I thought it was pretty good. What do you think on these guys, Joe?
That promo was really, really good. It really, really engaged with who they are and what they're doing here. It was no bullshit, no playing nice to anybody. They've laid out what they're here for, and I'm really, really intrigued to see what they can do, especially knowing that they've got a history with the Bullet Club in general. But whether it's they're interested with Ace, I don't know, I'm not sure if they've worked with Ace Austin and Chris Bay before, but from what I can made out from their promo, I think they have, which is going to be good to see too. So they're going up against a team that they've had chemistry with and a faction they've had chemistry with. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the bottom line is once one team has gone out, obviously we've had another team come in to sort of kind of like almost take their place really, and we know that the Aussie Open has some kind of connection, I believe, to Will Ospreay as well. So I mean, could we at some point see a Will Ospreay turn up on Impact? I know that he's mentioned it a few times on tweets that he might be interested in coming to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. James, interesting point. Will we see Honor Moore go on a belt collecting spree? Will Kenny eventually end up, Kenny King, for instance, or Vincent or something like that, end up with the X Division title as well? I mean, I don't know.
We have your someone has decided to join us. If you mentioned, speaking of people coming in, we have a
really
guest.
Who could
Yes,
it be? Oh my goodness, it's Boomer Bison. What are you doing, Boomer Bison? You shouldn't be coming into the show right now. What's going on? You can come in, can you? Well, what have you got to say? I think, are you here to show everybody what's happened to your teeth? Is that what you're here for? Yeah, what happened? Come on, tell everybody what happened.
I was climbing to get a cup, and then I slipped and banged my chin, and then I broke my teeth. A two front ones.
Oh,
give us a smile. Get nice and close. Let's have a look. Across a bit. There you go.
That's all right.
Look at that. Look at that. Well, we're now currently having to wait for a very important appointment to the dentist specialist in London to get that sorted. But it was a bit scary. We had to go to the hospital, didn't we, Boomer?
Mm-hmm.
We had to go to the hospital, and we had to sit there, and then we ended up going to some emergency dentist, and to see what they could do with that. And right old mess. But there you go. These things happen. It makes no difference. She's still beautiful, regardless. And the thing is, this is the interesting thing as well. Now, here's the thing.
I think she's performing the Hurricane Lana.
She might have been. Boomer's decided that when she gets older, she wants to become a professional wrestler, don't you, Scarlett?
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to a few shows now. We've been thinking about a name. I'm going for Lady Hawk, as obviously that's our name, our her birthday, I guess, her family name. But she's got other ideas now. We all know that Boomer is a big fan, of course, of Tiger Kid, don't we? We all know that.
Lion Kid.
Oh, sorry, Lion Kid. I'll get it right. Lion Kid. She's a big fan of Lion Kid. She's a big fan of big cats, basically, or just any big cat you can think of.
I love cats too.
Lions, tigers, cheetahs, whatever it is. So she's got herself a name in mind. She's got herself a ring name in mind. Let the TNI tribe know. What's the name that you're going to go with, Boomer?
Go on, let's hear it. Come on, don't be shy.
Try it out.
Don't be shy.
See what people
Come
think.
On. Come on.
Do you want me to tell them?
Cool.
Okay. You should be telling them. Come on. You
Yeah.
want to be the wrestler? You tell
Don't
them.
be
No?
shy.
Okay. So, Boomer wants to be, her ring name she's looking at is going to be Tiger Master. What do you think, Joe? What do you think?
It's catchy.
Tiger Master.
Yeah. And
You like it?
any style of wrestling she's looking to do, like Lion Kid does. So like high flying moves, master them. Tiger Master.
Zach's come up with a great name. Look, it said the Big Boom.
Yeah.
The Big Boom. That'd be a good one. I like that one. The Big Boom. No, not down with that one. Okay, like Big Swole, isn't it? The Big Boom. No, not up for that. You're still going with Tiger Master.
Yes.
Okay, we got any suggestions, guys? Got any suggestions? Let's throw some suggestions in for a ring name for the Boomer.
Oh,
She's
so Pep wants to
loving-
know will you wear a tiger mask, or are you going to be like a normal wrestler? So you're going to go for masks as well, like Lion Kid does. I think that would look great. Especially
We've already got one, haven't we?
Yeah, I was thinking, 'cause-
We've already got a tiger mask, haven't you?
so you can get you've already got the shape of it ready, and so it won't take as long to get a mask ready now.
There you go.
I've got
There
a
you go.
Lion Kid one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got that one as well. So Slowpoke saying, what about Tiger Mask Lucha Boom? Lucha Boom. That's a good name. I like it. Tiger Mask Lucha Boom. Oh, that's some good
Alright,
stuff.
Lucha Boom would be a great name for your finisher.
Yeah, that'd be a great name. That'd be a great name. I'm down with anyone else got a Tiger Cub? There you go. That's a good one. Tiger Cub. No, you've got to talk, sweetheart.
Yeah.
We ask you a question, you've got to answer.
Maybe.
Maybe Tiger Cub, maybe. Okay. And what could you? I mean, are you gonna roar or are you gonna meow? What are you gonna
I'm
do?
gonna roar.
You're gonna roar, yeah, like a tiger. Okay, sounds good to me. Listen, lovely. We got to get on with the show, but it's lovely to see your face as always. And
Yeah, it's good to see you.
make sure you join it. Maybe you should get. Maybe we could get Boomer Bison on for 100th show next week. What do you think? Should we get Boomer on
Yeah.
for 5 minutes? Maybe get you on when if we've got a special guest on, they can meet you as well. How about that? What do you think? Fancy it?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yes.
All right. So listen, we'll see. I'll speak to you a little bit later, and we need to get on the show. But it's great to have you on, and we might see you next week.
Okay.
Take care, everyone. Good
All
to
right,
see
love
you.
you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Boomer Bison, everyone.
Such a
Making
sweetheart.
a special appearance. Making a special
Oh.
appearance there. Yeah, she's been thinking about becoming a wrestler now. She's been to a few shows now because we went to Wrestle Carnival not that long ago, did we, Joe?
Yeah.
And she was well into it. So
She was so
yeah,
into
we
it,
need
and she was even guiding Bison through the street as we're heading there. It's like
she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait to get there, which was pretty cool. And then, of course, once she was there, wow, she had a bit of a ding dong with Lana Austin.
yeah, it was brilliant. She
Because
stood up.
Lana
She
Austin
stood up to her.
stole my hat. Yeah, Lana
Yeah.
Austin stole my hat and stamped on it, and Boomer Bison wasn't too impressed. She wasn't too happy about that. It gave Lana what for, which was fun. But there you go. I've asked Lana actually to come on the show at some point to so we get Boomer
Apologize
on.
for the mask vandalism, but
Yeah, exactly.
you know what happens with Lana Russell. You're not going to get an apology. You'll probably get an insult, but getting an insult from Lana Russell, I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it any day. But anyway, fantastic to have the Boomer on the show, which is fantastic. I like that one. I like Lucha Boom. I like that one. I thought that was really cool. But we were sort of like Lady Hawk was pretty cool. But you know,
It's good
there
to
you
see you,
go.
Terrence.
Hey Terrence, nice to see you, my friend. You just missed Boomer. You just missed Boomer Bison. She was on adding some cuteness to the screen, which was nice. Actually, her Skype name is Cute Boomer Bison. But there you go. She calls herself the cute one, but there you go. Anyway, guys, let's get back into the Impact chat for the Impact fans. We had, I think it's Mascara Dorada made his debut this past week on Impact as well. That was versus Alex Zane. a return in Alex Zane. It's nice to see we're starting to get Alex Zane come in a little bit more often or a little bit more regular. I would love to see both these guys added to the Impact roster. It was a victorious debut, of course, for Dorada, which was nice to see. But I'd like to see both of these guys added to the roster. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who he was in WWE because Matthew Raywell mentioned that he'd been in WWE and he'd won quite a few belts. So I think he might have been Kalisto. I'm not sure. I think he seems to be a bit too tall, or I just didn't realize how big he was. But I thought he was Kalisto from WWE because I know he'd been released.
He may have been. I'll tell you what, guys. If you know who he was up north, let us know in the chat.
But he was
Barry,
incredible.
Nice to see you.
He was
Grand
absolutely
Metallic.
amazing.
He was Grand
Never
Metallic.
heard of him. Never heard of him. He was absolutely incredible. He's another like you think he'd be a lightweight, but he's so bloody powerful. So, some of the stuff he did to Alex Zane was incredible, and the offense Alex Zane got him was just amazing too. They really, really put on a good match. I'm watching it again on Monday. It blew me away still too. I watched it Saturday just to check everything out and get warmed up, and then Monday to recap. So I'm ready for today. And fucking hell, amazing this match.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, hear that? That's a good bonus baby. I put a bonus baby there. He's put. I thought you were going to say her name was Tiger Lily. Finish your move. Hear my roar. Hear me roar. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure this name is going to change several times. And we'll take her to a training session at some point. At the moment, she's well and truly into training in martial arts, doing karate at the moment. She's doing really well, actually. So she's just been invited to do squad training. So I think she's going to go up and join the competition team, which is going to be quite cool.
That's fantastic.
So, and as is my son as well. He's been asked to come up and do Kimite, and that should be, it should be interesting to see how they both get on in the coming months and weeks and years. We'll have to wait and see.
That's amazing. Must be really proud.
Very proud, my friend. Very proud. I enjoy watching them do their thing. They're doing well. Also, talking about kind of like the X division, we also had Kenny King and Mike Bailey having a banger of a match for the X division title. Kenny King sort of kind of wins initially. I can't remember quite exactly how that came about, but then obviously the match ends up being restarted, and Bailey regains the title. So I think they're sort of like totally. I think so. They're sort of kind of teasing that we may see some more title belts turn up with on there more. What were your thoughts on this?
I was really, really angry that Kenny King getting the result over 10. There was nothing wrong with that at all. With Maria Kanellis pulling him towards the ropes. She was just helping keep his balance. Yeah,
I'm sure.
That first official was knocked out. Therefore, he was out of the match. It shouldn't count. Okay. The match was amazing, but and the way it rounded up with Mike Bailey retaining his belt, it was amazing too. That was really entertaining. But and the way Kenny King tried to calm Eddie Edwards down, not stop him from getting him disqualified, it was great too. But after that massive win from OGK over the Good Brothers, I was thinking to myself, shit, could this really happen? Could we actually go into victory with 2 belts? Or 3 belts under Honor No More. I didn't expect my Bailey to lose it in reality. So when Kenny King actually got the pin, the first time I didn't actually see Maria grab the ropes until I watched it again. And even I was thinking, why the hell did this match get restarted? And never mind watching the replays or anything that were going along afterwards. Still, I was angry that Kenny King didn't get the belt. And then when I watched it back, I'm just like,
I think the problem we've got at the moment, though, is that every single match that Mike Bailey has is an absolute banger. So why would you take the title off him right now?
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
Yeah, exactly. Stepped over the line, in the end of the day. No, why would you take the belt off him at the moment? Every match he has is fire.
Well, I wouldn't take the belt off of Mike Bailey anytime soon, unless he was unable to compete. He's incredible. If anyone's going to beat him again, I think it'll probably be Trey Miguel. But Mike Bailey at the moment, he's on fire. He goes to like 4 or 5 different promotions a week, and up and down the US and even over to Canada, and comes back to Impact Wrestling, and that is as if nothing's happened. It's amazing. The physical condition he's in and the amount of offense he can put in any of the matches he does. It's just amazing. I'm so glad that Scott D'Amore personally signed him like he did with Josh Alexander. You know, you could tell Scott D'Amore saw something really special in him, and my God, is he proving it?
He's doing amazingly well. I absolutely love Mike Bailey matches. Every time they get announced to be on that week, I'm just like, wow, this is incredible.
I thought we were friends.
I love that one. So I think it's fantastic. But I mean, you've got the. I kind of agree with what Terrence is saying there in the chat. He's talking about, maybe they should have, a match on BTI before they actually go onto the main show.
Yeah,
anyone that comes in has a match on BTI, but then I get that. But some of the names are slightly bigger than others, aren't they? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that.
I could see it be like there's a mystery opponent for Mike Bailey one night, then have him come on, and then have him on like BTI. Then when he wins the match, he goes on to face him on the main card. That would be the only time it would make sense to me.
Yeah, no, totally. And that's an interesting point, what Mira's saying there. What if Mike Bailey doesn't actually ever get beat? He sort of kind of goes with the old option C at some point, and it goes from there. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't see him as world champion.
I don't see him cashing in. If he's gonna be world champion, he's gonna earn it the right way. He's not going to cash in. If anything, I want to see him smash Austin Aries' record as X Division champion before losing it, or before even going for the world title, because he's that damn good. He's not going to get old and boring as X Division champion. And it was either him or Trey Miguel to beat Austin Aries' record.
All I got to say to that, Slowpoke, is just start watching it on YouTube. It's no different really, but there you go.
It's a lot easier to watch it on YouTube, or it's even on their Facebook page as well. You can watch it from there.
Yeah, plenty of ways to watch BTI, my friend. Plenty of ways to watch BTI. Now, Mickie James also announces that. She announces her final rodeo to a very appreciative, packed crowd last week. I mean, they were going crazy for her, weren't they? They were absolutely going crazy for Mickie James last week on Impact. She came in, she looked incredible. Talked about her last 20 odd years in the business, and that she's still got something in the tank, basically. I quite like the idea of this whole she's going to keep going through the roster. She's going to start at the bottom, work her way up through the roster until she gets to that world title match. If she loses along the way, that's it. She's done. What are your thoughts on this? Is this like almost, let's build this for 6 months to something like, I don't know, Slammiversary or something, or maybe a hard to kill match with whoever's champion at that moment, which I would imagine to be Jordan.
Yeah, I can see this going up to hard to kill at least, or maybe even Rebellion, but for this now being the end game for Mickie James, it's sad, and it's to know that she is planning to retire. But the fact that she's going through Impact Wrestling to do it, or at least to end this stage of her career, she might go elsewhere and finish it off there too, like Kurt Angle did. But to start with Impact Wrestling at least is just shows how much gratitude she has for the Knockouts division as a whole. The promo she gave was brilliant. And I really did think on that night that she would just say I'm done. So to know that it's the last rodeo for
Hardcore Country.
Yes, she is the best. Da 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 da. We love Mickie James.
It's amazing to know that she's going to go out with a bang, and taking on the entire division and working her way up rather than demanding a title match. There's no better way to go. It's just like when Kurt Angle left, he had like 3 massive matches and left on a high, and I can see Mickie James win or lose. Eventually, she's going to leave on a high regardless. So I'm really looking forward to how this builds, especially when she goes up against Chelsea Green and Tasha Steelz, because they're going to be straight and probably either near the end of our run or at the beginning. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with them too.
I tell you what, though, I like that. What Dead Punk's got to say there, he's talking about his good old fashioned long term storytelling. You know, if it goes all the way, it looks like it might, with assuming Masha beats Jordan, and Mickie is the one to finally beat Masha. You know, that could be a hell of a story, couldn't it? Leading that right up to Hard to Kill, or maybe, like you said, I think that could go all the way Slammiversary.
Hey, our brother Lakers is in. Oh my God! Long time no see. How you been?
Yes, here he is. The man, the Lakers himself. Great to see you, bud. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think this is going to go all the way to? I think this could. I mean, with a story like that, if Masha was to beat Jordan at Bound for Glory, you couldn't, like, you know, if Mickie then kind of keeps going all the way through up to, say, Rebellion, I would see that this could go further. We could sort of send this one right the way through to Slammiversary. Masha Slamovich versus Mickie James for the Knockouts title. Slammiversary would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, especially if they
and
can
again,
get Masha Slamovich and Jordan Grace going while Mickie James is fighting their way through. Maybe it can sensibly go past Rebellion then, and then also Slammiversary would be great then.
Yeah, because I mean, if Masha beats her at Bound for Glory, well, then, you know, Jordan at the end of the day is going to be entitled to a rematch at some point. So, you know, there's a lot of scope there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there, especially for Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich. You know, Masha can really develop into an even more dangerous character. Jordan Grace is showing that she's top of the food chain, regardless. It could even open the door for Tasha Steelz again.
Yeah,
which should be interesting.
What's interesting about Impact at the moment is you've got so many great talents. You've got so many amazing talents, especially in the Knockouts division. So, you know, like you say, you've got Tasha, who's a former Knockouts champion. You've got Deanna, who's a former Knockouts champion. You've got Chelsea Green, former Knockouts champion. You know, you've got you've got the up and coming talents like obviously Mickie James as well as their former talent, former Impact champ. But you've got the up and comers like Masha Slamovich, and now we've got Killer Kelly. Who I have to say is being built beautifully.
Yeah,
I love
her segment was brilliant.
I love her character work, and the way that they're building her up through promos and stuff is out of this world. I absolutely love what they're doing with Killer Kelly. So, you know, of course, at some point they've got to be building her to some kind of title run as well. So we could see that going on as well at some point, you know, because they're not gonna. I mean, they're never in a month of Sundays gonna put Killer Kelly into a tag team because her character is full on singles character.
Yeah,
it's like a loner character, isn't it? So it's going to be interesting, mate.
That's interesting from Terrence as well.
What's that? Have Mickie win Knockouts title at Rebellion. Have Deanna defeat her for the title at Slammiversary. Well, that could be
2 years.
2 years after Mickie James comes back to confront Deanna after Slammiversary. Yeah, you're right. That would be pretty cool too. You know, there's just so many cool things that could happen in that division because there's such amazing talent within the Knockouts roster. It's just literally bursting at the seams with incredible talent. So that was an amazing segment as well. So obviously we've already spoken about Masha defeating Deanna. We get like the Impact have actually released a Joe Doring shirt on shopimpact.com with all proceeds going to Joe and his family. I think that's fantastic. I think they've even put a couple of quid extra on top there to make sure that he gets as much money as possible. I've ordered mine, so I'm looking forward to getting mine. And it was released today that Wrestle Carnival over here in the UK. So for all you guys in the UK, you want to save a little bit of money on on the shipping, because the shipping's about $30 on its own. If you want to save on the shipping, then you can buy from WrestleCarnival.com via their shop your Joe Doring shirt. Again, all proceeds go directly to Joe Doring and his family. You know, get it. You know,
even if I get paid next week, so I'm got that in my sights, especially from the UK with the shipping cost and that being so high.
Yes, get it from Wrestle Carnival. If you're in the UK, get it from Wrestle Carnival. Get it, get it in your cart. Get it bought. All the money made from the sale of these shirts goes to Joe and his family while he kicks the ass of cancer one more time. We know our prayers and positive vibes are with you, Joe. As Bonus Babies just mirrored that as well, which is great. But guys, get out there, buy your shirt, support Big Joe. Yeah, it's amazing the Impact are doing stuff like they do stuff like that all the time. As we know, they helped out ODB a few years ago.
Yeah, the
always doing stuff like that, which is fantastic of Impact. Now, Impact are also looking to increase their street teams. I don't know if you saw that one being released, Joe, but they're looking to increase their street teams in Nashville, Albany, New York. Now, who thought Albany was going to sell out? Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Las Vegas, they're obviously planning on going back to Vegas, Fort Lauderdale, Louisville, and of course Atlanta. If any of you guys are watching, you want to join the street team, get over to www.impactwrestling.com, go and check it out, fill in your information, email it over, join the street team. I think you get free t-shirts and tickets and all sorts of shit like that to the shows. Go do it. Do your bit for Impact Wrestling to let the world know they're in your town. It's really, really important. Really important that you guys do that. Now, a little bit of sad news comes out. I think it came out earlier today or yesterday that unfortunately D'Lo Brown has departed Impact after 3 years with the company. Obviously, he was doing a bit of commentary, production. I think he was doing camera work and all sorts of stuff like that backstage. There are rumors already afoot that he's heading up north to work as a producer. We know that Triple H has a bit of a hard-on for Impact producers and such. So it wouldn't surprise me if his feelers weren't out trying to pull in as many of these sort of guys as possible. We know that he started to re-sign some of the released talent, which is good to see people getting back in action, even though some of them obviously don't actually believe in controlling their narrative from what I've heard.
Yeah. that was a huge shock to me. It didn't surprise me in a way, but literally before that news broke, I read a load of tweets from him ranting at someone about how he's behind control your narrative and we're going to come and take him making it look like an absolute dickhead, basically. And then 5 minutes later, I read that, he's come back to WWE now. And I'm thinking, you fucking tit. What?
Yeah, what an absolute tool. I have to be honest, I've never been a fan of him anyway, so I couldn't give a monkey's rat's ass about what he does.
It's sad news about D'Lo, but it doesn't surprise me that if WWE is next, he's got a good relationship with Triple H anyway. So and to go back to a company that he wants to help and that he wants to help get back on his feet after Vince McMahon Vince McMahon's gone. It needs a full restructure basically, and it's getting that full restructure. If guys like D'Lo Brown come back in, and as much veterans as they can to go backstage, and that's what's needed. And
exactly. Yeah,
if someone else
we've got this time.
Point.
Here he is.
Welcome back, Steve.
The man simply known as Steve has arrived. How are you doing, my friend? How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad.
You'll be glad you missed the start.
I'm sure you handled it fine, bud.
Oh no, we're about 10, 15 minutes late because I forgot to bloody send the actual broadcast out live.
That's fine.
We were blasted away until we suddenly realised it didn't say live in the corner; it said scheduled. but we were going strong.
Oh.
We were going strong, and then we had to restart. We started again. It's when we started seeing people that were moaning that we hadn't started yet in the chat. We're like, hang on a minute, we've been going for fucking 15 minutes. But anyway, yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. But we got going in the end. So we're just sort of still on the news section, mate. So if you wanna fire in on some of this, that'd be great.
Go for it.
So we were just talking about how Braun Strowman is obviously controlling his bank account as opposed to his narrative by joining the E again, which is interesting. Of course, the sad news that D'Lo Brown is departed the company after 3 years. He's done a great job, and I will miss D'Lo. He's a big. The thing is with D'Lo, for him, it's not about it's not necessarily always about the company or the promotion. It's about wrestling. He's about giving the fans great wrestling. And he said so many times that Impact do that. People should watch Impact Wrestling because they do give you great wrestling, regardless of what you think of the promotion or the people backstage or what they've done in the past. Impact Wrestling give you good wrestling.
Yeah.
So you should watch it. But it's a real shame. But he's a good guy. But all the best, D'Lo. All the best in whatever it is that you do.
Yes. Whatever he goes to now, he's going to be, if he does go to another promotion, he's going to be a big deal to them. He's going to make them. He's going to be a big part of their furniture.
Agreed. Totally. Totally. Exactly. And of course, one thing I did want to talk about as well was the ticket sales for BFG in Albany, New York are selling really well. All floor seats.
Good job, Scott. Good job.
They were made available, seem to be sold out at the moment. I'm sure that they'll start releasing more. That's generally what they do. You sell out what you got, and then all of a sudden a load more appear. So it's good to see that they're selling really, really well. Obviously, you still got all the general admission stuff, which we got no idea how many they're selling those. But, they're obviously, if the floor seats are selling well, then there's no reason why the general admissions won't. And, of course, we've still got, a month to go. So I think we're going to be looking at a fantastic attendance for BFG. Very, very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that.
Great news. People weren't expecting it to do well being in Albany, but I thought it was a great choice to go back to New York and go somewhere different in New York this time, and it's paying off brilliantly.
Absolutely. And like you say, Slowpoke is just alluded to it. Albany has a very rich history in wrestling. Just Impact's not been there for a while. So,
no.
but it's great to see that they are testing out these waters. They're getting stuck in there, and I think you'll probably find over the next couple of years they'll figure out which is their real good niche, which is their real good markets, and they'll be the ones that they start going to on a regular basis. That's what I think we're going to see. But it's great to see that, and I'm excited about that. And of course, Motor City Machine Guns appeared with Jay Lethal at AEW All Out pay-per-view this past weekend. Now, I was happy it was Jay Lethal that took the pin, and I was happy that it looked like they were treated really, really well. They were treated with respect. And so they bloody well should be. But I was glad it wasn't one of the Guns that took the pin. Before we talk about anything else AEW related, can we just, talk about this and make sure that, what are your thoughts? Did you guys see the match? I've only seen highlights of it on YouTube, but have you guys seen the match at all?
I've not caught the match yet. No, I've not caught any of the events. So at the moment, from what I've heard, it was a decent match, and I am looking forward to seeing it. Because for me, the Guns versus FTR itself is money. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And the fact that obviously, like you say, Jay Lethal took the pin, I would be very intrigued to see if they did set up anything that could lead to an FTR versus the Guns. But yeah, good for Shelley and Sabin. This is a good step.
Yeah. I think from what I've heard, it was a one-off.
Oh,
But
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
you know, you never know. You never know that we might, we might see something a little bit later down the line. I think it was a way that they were just trying to find a way of getting FTR and the machine guns together in a ring.
My wording of that was it's another feather in their cap that they've done, kind of thing.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with that. 100%. Totally agree with that. And Slowpoke, I agree. They need to get their asses back to Canada. You know, I'd love to see him back at the Rebel Center. I've got to say, I would.
Yeah.
Sinclair's College is pretty good. I quite like Sinclair's College, so that would be another good one. But yeah, I'd like to see him go back to Canada. The crowds are absolutely rabid in Canada, so I would like to see him go back to do a show, and even if it's only once or twice a year. I'd like to see him go back to Mexico because, again, the crowds are great in Mexico. You know, let's just do a show and a set of tapings at Mexico once a year. Let's do a show and a set of tapings in Canada at least once a year, as well as all the other places. Let's look at doing a show maybe in India, as the market's so massive over there, and the UK. We need to get a show in Europe.
Yeah.
We need to get a show in the UK.
Yeah, but
And then
Canada and Mexico are definitely like next on their list. But UK, I know it's always been on Scott Demore's. It's always been something that Scott Demore's always wanted to go back to the UK. It's just getting the right time and at the moment the money to do it because travel's so bloody expensive with all the fuel crisis and that.
Yeah. So talking about. Actually, before we go into the backstage issues, all right, let's just also talk about. There was released today that it looks like Frankie Kazarian is going to be coming back to Impact Wrestling for a little run as well. So I think it looks like the exchange there was guns. You get the guns for All Out. We can get Frankie Kazarian for a little bit. So, because he went down really well at Slammiversary.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
And the lead up to that, I think everyone was really impressed with Frankie. So, I think it'd be quite cool to see him for a little while. Now, guys, backstage antics, issues with CM Punk and, of course, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and all the fun going on at press conferences and all sorts of stuff like that. Now, what's interesting is I've watched the full press conference. It was awful. It was from the side. Whoever videoed this, it was from the side. You had CM Punk, and then you had Tony Khan. And I'm sorry to say, CM Punk, man, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
You know, like for me, like I've never been a Skunk fan anyway. Never ever been a Skunk fan. So I've always thought he'd been up his own ass. And this just proves it even more. The dude is up his own ass.
Yeah.
Big time. Almost thinks like, you know, without him, the promotion wouldn't exist. That's the sort of feeling I get. And, you know, the way, at the end of the day, you know, the company was built around Kenny Omega, was built around John Moxley, was built around the Young Bucks, was built around Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes. Those were the guys that the company was built around.
Well, they were the elite, and now the elite is pretty much gone.
Well, no, Cody's not there. You still got Hangman Page, you still got the Young Bucks, you still.
Oh,
got
you
Kenny
have,
Omega.
yeah. But from what we hear, they're all suspended and they're not on good terms. So it's one of those where if TK wants to get rid of all three of them, then it's no more kind of like elite, is it? But
no, I guess so.
Yeah. In a way, it is one of those where you look at the whole situation and no one comes out with this looking good, do it? You know, obviously.
No one.
I come out in stitches.
Yeah, well, yeah. But yeah, CM Punk doesn't come out of this looking like a professional wrestler.
If you ever could.
The Tony Khan doesn't come out of this looking like a boss of a promotion. And in fairness, Kenny Omega and the Bucks do not come out of this looking like EVPs. So realistically, no one here comes out looking like they should be the ones treated fairly.
No, exactly. Can I just say though, right? This shit that's going down over there, right? You know, this shit's going. It makes anything that has ever happened at TNA or Impact Wrestling look like nothing.
Yeah, well, I've
In
been saying to you
comparison.
guys,
In
to you
comparison.
guys all week that what's happening now makes Jeff Jarrett bringing Alberto El Patron back in after he was suspended look like a bloody godsend. It's just CM Punk's been there 8 months, and he's caused
No,
more.
he's been there a year. He's been there over a year.
He's caused so much shit in that last year compared to Alberto El Patron, Austin Aries, even when Sammy Callahan got all controversial and by accident with the baseball bat, but so that caused a lot of heat against Sammy Callahan, Tessa Blanchard, all the shit that happened with her.
I have to say, I think what needs to happen
CM
is
Punk
they
needs
need
to go.
yeah, but they all need to go to Brian Myers' training school to learn how to be professional wrestlers. They need to learn how to be the most professional wrestlers, and that's the only way it's going to happen. Brian Myers needs to take them under his wing and teach them how to be the most professional. I think you're going to have to start the learning tree back up again. We've got to have Kenny Omega over there, CM Punk, like say the Young Bucks, all under the learning tree. I think that's the only thing that can happen, to be honest.
Can we have a separate learning tree and have Scott Moore teach TK?
Yes. That sounds good as well.
That'll be kindergarten or preschool. Because Tony Khan has taken the idea that Young Bucks, Omega and Cody has, and has turned the whole AEW into his personal playground. And it's just showing now it's a complete fucking mess.
The worst thing was obviously as CM Punk was obviously spouting everything.
Yeah.
TK was just sort of sat there like, there was no intervening, no kind of okay, let me take this question. It was just like, okay.
No, but he actually shot TK down at one point.
Yeah, there was no me boss, you employer kind of thing. Or
Tony's too scared to be a man.
That's what I
mean.
No,
because Punk said it. He's working for a bunch of clowns.
Yeah. He does not respect TK in the slightest.
Well, no, because the guy is a mark. For fuck's sake, when he signed him, he cuddled him. What the fuck? You just don't do that. That's not professional. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like I say,
TK...
it's one of those where what Punk has done is wrong, but you can see his viewpoint. What the Bucks and Kenny Omega has done is wrong, but you can see their viewpoint. What TK is doing is wrong, but I can't see any of his viewpoint.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. And for me, all I see is the bubble is starting to burst. The fairy tale is turning into the nightmare. Well, that's all I see.
The funny thing as well is you can't anymore look at them as a new company trying to find their feet.
No, not after 3 years.
No,
of course not. They're there now.
Yeah.
Go on, Alicia. Alicia B Cake is in the chat. Hello, Alicia. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Very nice to see you. But yeah, the bottom line is right. TK is not a manager, right? He's not a manager at all. He doesn't see. I mean, I just don't get it. You've managed sports teams. You've been involved in sports teams and egos for God knows how long, and when it comes to wrestling, you turn into a mark.
Yeah. Well, just remember, all the sports teams are like UK-based football teams, and they're full of egomaniacs and drama queens. So drama basically is his entire business. He's got all of these wrestlers like Jericho acting like his mouthpiece. As soon as anyone questions Tony Khan about anything, he just goes off ranting and raving like a bloody child. Asked about the recent ratings and that for WWE, he all he did was just F and this and like shit, like fuck you, yeah. I don't pay any attention to them. I'm not the bad guy. I'm a nice guy. Yeah. He's just making himself look like an idiot. He just should not be in front of a camera. He should be one of these guys that's in the back, in the corner, left to his own demise, and let someone professional actually run the company.
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, and like at the end of the day, it's that classic saying, isn't it? You can't let the inmates run the asylum, and that is clearly what's going on there. That is clearly what's going on there. I got all right, Mia. Calm down. calm down. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, these, you know, he's supposed to be the boss, right? Then you've got. I don't even know what executive vice president means. I mean, what the fuck is executive vice president?
He's an interim boss, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not, though, are they? They're just fucking wrestlers. They give them a title. You know what I mean? It's just bollocks.
He's basically the banker. You know, he's just a big fucking mark. He's just
he's just you know, at the end of the day, Tony is the boss. He is the boss. The buck stops at him, right? Regardless of whether, you know, he's a mark or not, he's the boss. And you've got this executive vice president bullshit for the Bucks and Omega. Like, what the fuck is that? It's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's just a fucking couple of letters that they've stuck on the contract to make him feel good. It's bollocks, mate. Like, at the end of the day, they're just fucking talent.
Yeah.
You know, and you just can't go around acting in the manner that they act. You see, you know, back in the day, you know, there was loads of stuff that went on back in the day. I mean, look at the Montreal screw job and, you know, all that kind of crap. You know, there's lots of stuff that went on, right? And, you know, the bottom line is this. It's all behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
It should be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All Punk is done, all Punk is doing now is exactly the same as what he did at WWE, but even worse, because he's been given that platform to pretty much sit in a fucking press conference and say what the fuck he likes.
Yeah, and you're right. This should have all been sorted out behind the scenes, behind closed doors, in a much better manner.
It's just bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit all the way along the line.
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
And all of those idiots out there that just blindly follow the cult of, you know, All Elite Wrestling, you know, are going to end up with shit on their fucking face, mate.
Oh, no, I've been reading a lot of feedback. A lot of the fans are really angry at all sides. You know, they're taking like a really, really unbiased view and everything. You know, they agree that Omega and the Bucks stepped over the line by busting the door down, and they agree that Punk should be punished.
Yeah, but they won't walk away. If that was Impact that did that, right, it would be, that's it, I'm never watching Impact again, it sucks.
Oh, yeah. I know that much too. But all I know that's happened so far from it all is CM Punk's trainer, who was backstage, has been fired. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks have been suspended for 30 days or so, and nothing's happened to CM Punk, which just shows Tony Khan's favoritism once again.
Yeah.
How long until TK comes calling to Impact for help?
Again.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, Scott D'Amore was there helping produce the Machine Guns match, which is good to see as well. Yeah. You know, he's involved in all of that sort of stuff backstage.
They're his talents. Obviously, he wants them to have a degree of
but he was there. What I'm saying is, Scott D'Amore, the vice president of Impact Wrestling, was at the show when all that fucking shit went down.
Yeah.
How that doesn't make Tony look good, does it?
No. What can make Tony look good apart from a big fat paycheck?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I said this before, and I'll say it again. All these talents have picked AEW because they see a fucking payday. Mm-hmm. That's all they see. They'll command massive money. They're given long-term contracts. They get loads of money. They end their career. Job done. They're set for life. So I don't I would never blame any of these guys for doing it. I wouldn't, because we all know that at the end of the day, wrestling can be long. You can have a fairly long career, but at the end of the day, it's short-lived. It's like any sport. You're not going to be able to do it for 30, 40 years unless you're someone like what's his name, the one that just had his last match,
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Unless you're someone like Ric Flair, or Hulk Hogan, who had a pretty exceptionally long run, or The Undertaker, or someone like that, you're never going to get, a 30, 40-year career out of this. Yeah. Certainly not in the ring. You may do backstage and stuff, but the majority of talents in ring is where they end. They go in, they do their in-ring ring, they retire, they're done. They move on to become, McDonald's workers or whatever. Like I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. I just mean, like, at the end of the day, it's a short-lived career.
Yeah.
And quite often, a lot of these guys, they don't know what to bloody do after they become a wrestler, because all they've known is 20 years of being a wrestler. So it's difficult to then go out into the real world and get a job, because it's not something you know much about.
Yeah.
So you have to earn, like all sports people, you have to earn as much money as you possibly can in the time that you have.
Yeah.
So I get it totally. I totally get it. I understand why they go for the big pay packets, but they are so taking the advantage of this guy. I can't imagine. I bet some of them, like, that went there are like almost doubled or even tripled what they were earning in WWE.
We came here for a lot of money.
Bottom line. That's it. That's why they've gone there. No other reason. But there you go. Anyway, that's the Bison rant over with. AEW done. Let them go and do their thing. What we know is Impact Wrestling. What we enjoy is Impact Wrestling. So let's talk about the
Oh, baby!
So let's talk about the digital media exclusive match of the week. So we've got Alex Shelley versus Mike Bailey versus Jake something. Smash Wrestling. It was a Smash Wrestling 3-way.
Yeah, amazing.
I haven't seen it. But I've heard it's an absolute banger. So when I get off here, I'm going to go and watch it. I
watched it this morning. I watched it today. It was absolutely incredible. It was. You got to see Jake something really, really excel in this match. Mike Bailey was fantastic. Alex Shelley was fantastic. It was a good 15-minute match, and everyone got a decent amount of offense. And some of the stuff Jake something pulled off was incredible. And now you see him as AEW's world champion. Hats off to him. You can see why he's their new champion and why he's their new world champion. He deserved every single moment of that. And Alex Shelley and Mike Bailey, they're come double team what they tried to do with Jake something is just incredible. This match was amazing. Smash Wrestling have been real good partners in Impact Wrestling, and some of the matches they've been putting on lately are there. Josh Alexander versus Bhupinder Gujjar recently.
Yeah, saw that one. That was good.
And this match was incredible, and I hope we see some more from up there come down to him, because there's a lot of talent up there that we haven't seen in Impact Wrestling for ages that hopefully might show up. But to sum up this match, I only have 3 words to say.
I love this match!
Okay, so you recommend we watch it then, right? I take it you haven't seen it, Steve. Have you seen it, Steve?
I haven't managed to get around to it yet, no. But based on what Joe is saying, it sounds like one that I really need to get around to seeing, because all three guys wrestlers, we know are great. So putting them together.
There you go. Yeah. Well, as we know, the digital media exclusive matches are available from Wednesday. So it's available right now on Impact Plus. Mm-hmm. And of course on YouTube Ultimate Insiders. If you're not a subscriber to either of those things, it is available on YouTube and Impact Plus for free from Saturday, I believe. It's either Saturday or Sunday at the weekend.
Yeah,
I believe so. So if you're not able to watch it yet, then you're just gonna have to wait until the weekend. But make sure you check it out.
It's worth the wait, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. We then move on. We've got the BTI match. Now this is an interesting one, and one I'm actually looking forward to. Gives me a good reason to watch BTI. Get up a little bit earlier to make sure I watch BTI. And that's Shane Taylor versus Crazy Steve. Now, I'm a massive fan of Crazy Steve. We all know that anyway. So, Decay, Crazy Steve, we're all over that. But Shane Taylor, former Ring of Honor champion, I believe, or Trios champion, or something along the lines. He's definitely a former Ring of Honor guy. Shane Taylor Promotions, I think, is something that a lot of people have been calling for. But I'm looking forward to this. I've heard it's an absolute banger of a match.
Chris Bay's shown a lot of interest in it too. I think he might have been partners with Chris Bay at one point.
Yeah, I think Shane Taylor is the man. I'd love to see him come in full time. Maybe this is one of those sort of kind of like, well, let's get you on BTI, have a match to see, let's get a good look at you, and then we'll take it from there. But Shane Taylor, hell of a talent. We want to see this guy on. We want to see this guy signed.
Yeah, he could really fill a spot in that main event that main event scene easy.
Mate, Shane Taylor could be world champion.
Yeah. And like you say, if you're going against Crazy Steve, what a place to start. You know, you could really go full in on Decay versus Shane Taylor promotions, easy.
Oh, easy. Absolutely easy. And a good way, like I say, good way to get this one going. We then kick off the main show. Eddie Edwards versus Heath. And this one was obviously set up this past week on Impact. Little sort of kind of like confrontation between Heath, Eddie, and Josh Alexander was involved in that as well. And then obviously we end up with this match. Obviously, Eddie's going to win. He needs to win because otherwise that's just making him look. That's why it just makes him look weak before heading into a world title match, doesn't it? So I think we could safely say Eddie's going to win this one, but I think it's still going to be a really, really good match. I think we've seen some great stuff from Heath in recent weeks.
Oh, definitely.
And over the past sort of 12 months, he's been fantastic. I love the Redhead Rebel thing. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm all over that. I was absolutely marking out its emergence when he came out and he was in the crowd and all that kind of stuff. Loved it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this one? I'm going to go with Joe on this.
I'm looking forward to seeing Eddie Edwards kick his ass.
Okay.
He just disrespected my boy twice. He tapped him last week and he tapped him the week before, and all he got was an answer from Josh Alexander. Simple as that. And you guys can take him out for no reason. No.
Okay. What about you, Steve?
I don't know. Part of me feels like we could see Heath get the win here. Maybe, maybe we could see Rhino return in the crowd or something and distract Eddie. And then that allows Heath to get the jump on him or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm calling for like a Rhino return, and then that leads to Eddie getting distracted or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I've not heard anything like that. I've not heard anything about Rhino recently. So maybe
I could see something like that happening, because then it gives Vincent and PCO somewhere to go as well. While Eddie Edwards deals with Josh Alexander and Kenny King tries to get the X Division title back, which he should have kept. Vincent and PCO don't have somewhere to go to deal with Heath, and if Heath has got a partner to take him out too. Because I've not heard anything about Rhino, but even if it's someone else that could join up with Heath, he's pissed off with Honor More. That would be good, because there's a lot of people that are pissed off with Honor More. Well,
there is
hard-working, decent people.
Yeah, that's it. You're right, Zach. I think Steve's spidey senses are tingling. You never know.
Yeah, but that's not to say they're right.
No, definitely. So that sounds like a call for Zach to put something together there. Maybe get Steve's head on something. You never know. We then got the promo that was delivered last week from Aussie Open. Then is obviously leading to the next match, which is Aussie Open versus Bay and Austin, the Bullet Club. Now this is interesting because obviously Bay and Austin have only had 2 matches now. Is it 2 or possibly
2 or 3
as a
like
tag
that.
team?
3.
I think they've won 2 and lost 1, haven't they?
Yes.
Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah,
now,
3 then.
are you going to bring Aussie Open in to just lose? That's my only concern here. Or are we going to get some shenanigans?
If you want my honest opinion, Aussie Open have to win this. They're a decorated tag team, and they're going up against a team, as much as we love them, that have only tagged together 3 times.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, they were bloody good. I mean, that last match was fantastic.
That the way they chained together the art of finesse off of that launch, that was incredible.
Absolutely awesome.
But I think Aussie Open might get the win in this match too, but it's not going to damage Bay or Ace Austin really, because they put on such a strong performance, win or lose, since they teamed together.
You know what I'm going to say about Bay and Austin? Do they not remind you the way that they click together of the Rascals?
Yes, I could see that. The way they clicked, it reminded me a lot of Des and Wentz.
They're obviously they're heelier. They're more heel. They're more aggressive, I guess. But just the way that they're putting their offensive moves together, everything's sort of kind of joint. They got their joint moves together, like they like they did the art of finesse into the fold.
The fold,
They're like, it's I can see I see some big similarities there between as in Wentz versus and Bay and Austin. I can see a lot of similarities in there.
Given that Aussie Open hold the New Japan Strong titles, could we actually see both them win and challenge them for the titles at Victory Road? Maybe
we could do,
because they are both they are both over at New Japan actually.
Yeah.
So while I'm still going for Aussie Open, I wouldn't be surprised if they do win the match and then use that as an option to challenge them at Victory Road.
Yeah,
it's been a bangorama.
That's a possibility, definitely. That's a possibility. Now you've got the other thing that you've got going on in there as well. Talking about, like someone's mentioned, like Slowpoke's just mentioned in the chat there, that are we going to see a potential of the Rascals coming back, but with Myron Reed obviously replacing Dez as the three, like they are currently on the Indies. I did see somewhere that Trey's like he's only accepting bookings now as the Rascals. I saw that somewhere. So if you want him, then you've got to book the other two as well, which I think is interesting. And of course, it's him trying to help his buddies out as well, which is fantastic. I don't think you necessarily have to book them as the Rascals, but I think what they're saying is, if you're booking me, then you've got to book them, kind of thing.
Definitely.
I think that's a really cool thing, and I'd like to see these like Myron Reed and Vince back on Impact. Where that leaves Kimber, I don't know. But then I don't know any of the. I'm not involved and have no idea what the fuck's going on with all of that. So I don't know. But we then have, talking about ladies, we've then got Chelsea Green versus Taya Valkyrie. Now, is this a first time ever match? Because I don't think I've seen this before. I certainly haven't seen it on Impact, did we?
It's the first time in Impact Wrestling. I think they faced each other at NWA a couple of times, and I think it's this week they're in a 4-way match against each other for the women's title as well, or a number one contendership match for the women's title.
Okay, but what about one-on-one? Have they faced
one-on-one? This is the first time in Impact Wrestling, definitely, and I'm pretty sure it's which is quite surprising, seeing as they're both from Canada. So, but Taya Valkyrie's been in Mexico the majority of her career, and Chelsea Green's been around Canada and Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor. I think she was as well. So, but I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be really good.
Okay. Can I just quickly welcome Gary to the chat? I just noticed Gary's in the chat, so it's nice to see you, buddy. I know you will generally pop in a little bit later on, so it's good to see you, bud. And of course, Courtney's arrived as well. I didn't mention that, and I meant to, so I apologise for that, Courtney. It's lovely to see you, so thank you for joining us. We've got loads going on in the chat at the moment. Loads of people talking about all the different stuff they were talking about. Ashley Rose was putting over Aussie Open big time last Thursday, apparently. According to Gary, I didn't see that. But they are, from what I've heard, one hell of a team. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah. We then got the other thing that we've got going on this week. We've got Brian Myers versus Prapinder Gujar for the Digital Media Championship match. Now, again, obviously this is a rematch, but the interesting thing on this one is that they're not, from what I've heard, it's a ladder match, but they're not advertising it as a ladder match. So I'm assuming that obviously something goes down tomorrow night on Impact, which turns it into a ladder match. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that.
I saw that on Twitter too. They said, someone said they might just got the graphics mixed up, but I think there is something else definitely coming into this match. And given the way Rupinder Gujar had snatched the title from him and the way he gave it back to him, that sent the message that if you want it, you're going to have to come and take it off of me, regardless.
Totally. Totally.
A ladder match would be great. It would be a great match to bring the ladder match back into Impact Wrestling.
Well, the person I spoke to actually was at the show, so it's definitely a ladder match. I don't think they messed up the graphics. I think what it is that they obviously have got some kind of story going on which leads it into a ladder match. So I'm looking forward to this.
it's probably going to be Myers annoying Scott D'Amore again and basically saying, well, a ladder match is going to favour Bhupinder Gujar. Let's make it a ladder match.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting, this match. And again, given it's a taping, it's probably going to be Myers cheating his way to victory, and again leading it to Victory Road, where you feel Victory Road is where he's finally going to get his hands on that title.
Yeah, I'd love to see this go to Victory Road, because I think Bhupinder Gujar deserves some gold.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
I think they've done a good job with it.
They've done a great job. They've done a great job, because just when you think he's ready, they then pull it back, and you think, hang on, something else.
He was over massive at Emergence.
Yeah,
massive. The crowd were going crazy for Bhupinder. I think they've done a really, really good job with getting him over. And I think, obviously, knowing what a massive audience Impact has in India, bringing in some Indian guys is a real good move. And sticking a title on one, well, you're not, that's even better. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. I love the gargoyle.
Fantastic, and I'm just picturing him do that off the ladder.
Yeah. It just reminds me of something that you see Edge do, and it's really incredible. It'd be amazing to see. I'm looking forward to this match.
Great. And of course, advertising. We've already spoken about this, but we've got Yuya Uemura debut match. Got no idea who that's going to be. I'm sure someone in the chat probably does, but let's wait and see and find out tomorrow night on Impact. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to offer. Like I said, I've only seen a few sort of highlight reels. I've never actually seen a match, so I'm looking forward to that. Actually, Steve, you were there when we were talking about that. What are your thoughts on this guy? Did you see the way they've been building? They've sort of kind of promoted him. He's a New Japan Pro Wrestling guy.
I've seen how they've been building him, but I haven't had a chance to properly check him out.
No, he looks.
The fact they've been building him obviously, gives a good indication that we're in for something special.
Yes. Can I just quickly say goodbye to Anna there, or Violet? Thank you for joining us, sweet. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Yeah. They're building this guy up, and I know that like Lewis Carlin, for instance, from Shooting Up North, great guy, by the way.
Give him a check.
Top notch. Go and check him out.
Alliance Pro Wrestling.
That's it. Alliance Pro Wrestling. Go and check him out. He literally is glued to the sheets to give people the news as soon as he finds it. He's a good guy. Go and check him out. He's been calling for this guy for like at least 6 to 12 months. He's always calling him. Been talking about this guy a lot, and I should have gone and checked him out earlier, but I think I've only really seen a highlight reel. But I'm glad that he's arrived. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to do this week. I got no idea who they're going to put him in with, because obviously they're going to want him to win, I assume. So who they're going to put him in with, I don't know. And of course,
probably going to be a squash match.
I would imagine so, but that's what I'm saying. I've got no idea who it's going to be.
I think it'll be a squash match, but I can see it someone like the Raider Kid or Black Taurus to give him to really test his skills and show what he can do.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's a big guy. He's not small.
Yeah, he's not a small guy. He's given that he's a really popular New Japan Pro Wrestling guy, you're going to want to see what he can do. You're not going to want to see like a 5-second match like you get with Masha Samovich and Alicia Edwards
or Jonah.
Or Jonah, Jonah just pancaked everybody for like the first 5 or 6 matches he had, and until he faced Josh Alexander, I think it was. That's where he really put him through his paces. So,
well, we had PCO and people like that as well, didn't we? That was interesting and all of that. I think did Eddie face him? I think Eddie Edwards went in against him as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I think he
did. Yeah,
that wasn't the squash. I'm trying to remember who won. Actually, talking about that, Impact are doing an Impact in 60, and I think they're focusing on the Jonah versus PCO feud. So if you want to go and check that out, that's
that'll be something to focus on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Now, guys, listen. Go on. Sorry, Steve.
I was going to say maybe they'll chuck PCO at him. That'll be something to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, bloody hell! Can you imagine that? That'd be interesting. Yeah. There has been a rumor that Jonah is heading back to WWE, but I don't know. I just don't see that happening. I think he'd be happier. I think
he
he'd be
also
much
referenced he'd be
happier
happy to
doing what
come
he's
back
doing.
to Impact, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I think he actually made a bold statement saying he would be back to Impact Wrestling by either the end of the year or the start of next. So he's coming back unless, like you say, WWE pick him up.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. Let's hope they don't. Let's hope we get to see him again on Impact. But guys, that's pretty much it for today. It was great to have Steve join us there towards the end. We have Boomer Bison pop in earlier as well, which was fantastic, letting us all know about what she's looking to do in the future. She's decided she wants to become a wrestler. She's come up with a name of Tiger Master. Lots of others were sort of throwing a few names in there. I said Lady Hawk, and somebody wanted to call her something else. I can't remember now, but they said her finishing move is "Can you hear me roar?" Or something like that. But anyway, so there's lots of really cool shit going on anyway. And of course, next week, guys, is our 100th episode. There you go, Slowpoke, Lucha Boom. That's a great name. But anyway, so next week, our 100th episode, we're going to have a little bit of a celebration. We'll have a few people joining us. You never know. We might have a couple of special guests as well pop in and say hello. Some of the US team might pop in as well, which is going to be great. I know that William said he's not going to miss this one. You never know. We might
Because I'm sick!
Might have Bill in there. We might have Bill pop in as well. Probably might see Trent and J-Bone. But 100 episodes, guys, since we went live. So that's good 2 years worth of 2 years worth of live shows. 100 shows is fantastic, and I'm very excited to hit that milestone and have a little bit of a party next week. Are you guys? You ready for it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I am. I just wish I didn't play that Heath soundbite now because I was going to save it for here now, but never mind.
Oh, baby! Yeah.
Play it again.
Play it again. Go on.
Oh, I got a better one.
Bam! There you go. Bam! So it's going to be good. So make sure you put this in your diaries, guys. You need to join us for the 100th episode. You just never know who might turn up. You never know who might be wishing us the best. You just have no clue. So make sure you turn up. Watch the show. It's going to be a good one. But guys, please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI Flagship Impact Live Review directly after Impact is aired on and it airs on Twitch and YouTube, of course. Also, all the TNI shows are available for all you listen on the go fans as audio only by SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, just basically wherever you listen to all your favorite podcasts or your favorite shows. Where can we find you on the socials, my friend? Where can we find you, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at JerkEmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #IntoTheVoid, or you fancy particular taste buds and your sense of humor, #DailyGiggle, and approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
And what about you, my friend Steve? What about you?
You can find me over on the Twitter at SimplySteve311 for everything Impact Wrestling related. Drop me a follow and I'll try and give you a follow back. If I don't get back to you, then just drop me a message and I will give you a follow.
Absolutely fantastic. And if you're interested in finding out a little bit more on the Bison, head over to Twitter. You'll find me at Lord Bison45. I'm getting closer and closer to 1,800 follows, guys. I've been saying it for a few weeks now. I keep creeping very close, and then you know what it's like. You say something somebody don't like, and you creep back down again, and then you creep back up again, and then you creep back down again. But we're getting close, guys. So spread the word. Let people know all about me. Let people know all about Steve. Let people know all about Joe. And, of course, the TNI network. You know, let's get those follows up, guys. Spread the word. Let them know they should be watching us. Please take the time to help us out by moving up the rankings on YouTube, by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, squeeze, or a smash to never miss any of the TNI, UK, and, of course, US teams' great content each and every week. Don't forget, obviously, if you want to support the TNI by, by buying some shirts or some merch or anything like that, we do have the Spreadshirt store. And of course, we've got prowrestlingtees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Go and check that out. We've got so many different shirts on there now, loads of cool designs, well worth checking those out. So yeah, with all that said, I have been your host, Bison, and I can say they have been the Joker, and of course, finally, Simply Steve. This has been episode 99 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Oh, we're back.
Oh god, I pressed the wrong button to press it twice. Hang on a second. Now we're off, guys. Take care. Much love to the TNI tribe.
You're a nightmare.
We're back on! We